Unfortunately, a plain old Word document just isn't going to cut it when you're trying to sell your lessons online. In this video, we'll cover how to make your own teaching resources attractive, stand out in a crowd, and high quality to have people coming back for more. Get ready to glitz and glam! Welcome back to Sell Your Lessons, the place to get tips and tricks for teachers trying to sell their lesson plans on their terms. I'm Jessie, your digital marketing coach, and today we're going to go over how to make your teaching resources stand out in that crowd. You want to make them attractive so other people will tell all their friends about them and want to continue to buy from you more and more. We're going to go over everything from which programs to use to how to up-level your lesson plans and even the downloading formats. I'm going to take you by the hand and show you step-by-step how to work through these programs and websites. I'm going to share my screen. Let's jump right in. The first tool we're going to go over is Canva, which you can find at canva.com. Canva is just what it says, design anything, publish anywhere. So this is a great design tool, especially if you are a beginner or you don't know a lot about design. The great thing is it's free, although there is a paid version. For most of the things you're going to need, you can get by with the free version for sure. Super easy to sign up. And once you get in, there's going to be a ton of templates for you right here. And if you even click Create a Design, it'll pull up a whole different list of templates here for you. One of my favorite places to go is canva.com/templates because it allows you to browse by category and it kind of shows you even more options than what you get directly in Canva right here. But we're going to go ahead and scroll down here to the education category and look, anything from presentations to infographics to posters here and lesson plans even. So I'm going to go ahead and click lesson plans just for an example for us. And over here on the side you can see all these different templates. And the nice thing is you'll be able to swap out colors and images and anything you like. So you just kind of search and you find something that's kind of, grabbing your attention and you kind of like, and you can just click. And boom, it's there. It's as easy as that. From there you can click and change the words. You can change the font right here. It pulls in Google fonts, so there are a ton of fonts just right here. You have your normal bold, different colors. You can even do, if you know your hex code, that's the Sell Your Lessons blue. Here we go. We have that right there. So you can do all of these things. It's super easy. Click and drag to move around. It's got, undo. Super easy to work. If I click, here's the color of the background, for example. Whatever you want to do. And again, Canva is free and I love it a lot. So right here, if I put, this is that back to canva.com/templates. And if I go to lesson plans, it pulls up so many more options than what we saw before. So if you didn't like the initial options when we started to create the lesson plan here, you can go here, and even if you're going to use another program, I come here all the time, even if I'm using something like Photoshop, I come here to canva.com/templates to get ideas for design. So this is a great place for whatever your needs. In fact, the little checklist here on how to sell your lesson plans online, I created this right here from a checklist template in Canva. And what's funny is a friend of mine, when I showed this to her, she's like, hey, how did you make that? Not Canva, surely. And I'm like, no, Canva. So it is very professional looking, and I absolutely love Canva. So even for someone like me who does know how to use a program like Photoshop, sometimes Canva just makes sense. So if you're trying to, again, do, spice up your lesson plans or presentations or checklists or whatever it is, Canva.com is going to be a great place to come. And if you want this checklist for yourself, be sure to check the description below. I have a link. Next, we're going to take a look at Google. So you just, if you don't have a Gmail account already, they're free. Go ahead and set up a Gmail account. And with that, you're going to get Google Drive, which does come with some free storage right off the bat. I actually have one of the paid versions, so that's why I have a little bit more space, but it's totally unnecessary. I love Google just because you can collaborate easily, and actually a lot of schools use Google. So for example, like I was a Microsoft-based school when I was teaching, and so we didn't necessarily use Google Classroom, but a friend of mine, her entire district is Google, and a lot of districts are like that too. So Google is a really great option if you have files that you want people to come in and edit, or to share that way. So if you go here to New, the three most common are Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So for this example, let's go ahead and do some slides. So if you just click, right over here immediately pops up are the themes. So right here you can already try to find a theme that suits you, that you think is going to look, nice and professional. And let's say the pink is, just a little too much for you. Then we can change the color here. I'm just going to go to, let's see, Slide, Edit Master. And here's where I can come in and change the pink to, a color that I think might be a little less glaring. And I can just come through here and I can edit everything, right? So this is editing the master slides, and if you don't like the font, you can change that here as well. And just making these tiny little adjustments to a preset theme is already showing that you are doing something a little different. And you are taking your lesson plans up a little step and just giving that little extra oomph that shows someone, oh, they put in time in this, this is unique, and I'm not going to find this anywhere else. So you can go ahead and create your presentations like that, and look down here, it even says import theme, so I'm sure there are a lot of other places to find themes online. So whether it's a Google Doc or a presentation, you can just design it right here in Google. So let's say you created an entire lesson plan here, and I went over here to Cupcake Ipsum. I love Cupcake, it's Ipsum. It just gives us some random text to use, some placeholder text. I'm just gonna copy and paste that in here. It gives us some text. Again, you can kind of come in here into your document and just do everything right here, and then we can come in and design it later. Another way to up-level your teaching resources and design them with that little extra oomph is to add some custom images. Now, 3 of my favorite royalty-free places to come are Unsplash, StockSnap.io, and Pixabay. These are free images, royalty-free. That means that you can use them freely without worrying about copyright. I know that that's one of the worries of a lot of teachers when they're starting to build this is, am I able to use these images? Am I breaking the law? If you go to the right places, you're absolutely fine. These are 3. I know many, many more. And in fact, if you have some ideas or places that you like to go for stock imagery, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. All you have to do is search for something. Let's say I'm looking for a desk, and I just type desk, and immediately all these images pop up. So I can, take something that I'm drawn to, that I like. Let's say that I wanted to use this as a background, or even something like this. I like this one. Free download. And it's going to make me sign up, which I am already signed up. And it even says you can donate if you'd like. Okay, so here's an example, and then I'm just going to go back to, let's say, our presentation here. I'm going to pull up a blank slide, upload an image. Here it is right here. I'm just going to make it big enough to cover the entire slide. And there we go. And if I really wanted this as a background instead of just here on this one slide, I'm going to take it off here. I'm going to go back into the master, and I'm going to duplicate that layout so that I'm not deleting the blank one, but then I will bring it right in here. And if I go up here to format options, I have all these options over here on the side. Let's say I want to recolor it. Let's say I just wanted to lighten it and do some adjustments, make it a little darker so that it's just this light, you know, this, or even whiter, you know, just this little light background. Maybe I want it fun. Bring up the contrast. Okay, so that's the thing about design, is I could literally play all day. All day. And then now, there it is as one of my templates. And let's say this is probably good for some white text. So there are so many options when it comes to design. And those three places are really great to grab some images to kind of add a little bit of oomph. And the same thing back on Canva. If you wanted to, let's see where we had our example here. You would just go over here to photos. They actually have a whole bunch of free photos right here in Canva. You can search. But let's say you wanted to upload what you have. You go to uploads. And you could bring it in right here. Oh, it pulled it in back here as a background. That's kind of cool. See how easy this is? In fact, I would love to do a longer tutorial on design. So if that's something that you are interested in, let me know in the comments below. So we can kind of just bring this in, and even if we stretched it over the entire thing, and position, send to back. There, now it's the background. So again, so many ways to just kind of up-level your teaching resources just by adding some custom images and having some really good design to start with, which is why I absolutely love the templates on canva.com. There's one more thing I want to show you. Fonts. So Google Fonts is a great place to come. As you saw over on Canva, they pull in all the Google fonts. So you can use some of these fonts that aren't necessarily always the standard if you're using, you know, some of your basic programs. Font Squirrel is another one where you could come for some free, see, look at this, 100% free for commercial use even. So it's totally fine. Creative Market does sometimes have some free stuff, but for the most part, this is paid. So whether you're looking for graphics or templates or fonts, I wonder what would happen if we typed lesson plan. So right here, they have some specific formats for lesson plans that you could take, and ooh, even some icons. Icons are really good. And again, this is all paid, but usually it's reasonably priced if there's something you want to use to kind of take everything up just another level. So now that you have resources for fonts and images, and you know the program you're going to use, whether it's Google or Canva, the last step is downloading. So I'm going to pop back over here to Canva. Once this is set exactly as you like it, you're going to click this little download button, and you're just going to most likely do PDF. PDF is going to be my suggested, and it looks like it's their suggested too. If you're doing just an image, you could certainly do those, but for selling your lesson plans, chances are you're just going to want it in a PDF. So this is where you would, if you click this, it downloads it as a PDF to your computer that you have as that file to share. And then when it comes to something like, you know, a presentation, it depends. If you're sharing the presentation for them to do it themselves, you know, example, you can get the shareable link and make sure that anyone with the link can view. You don't want them to be able to edit, you just want them to view it. Because then this is the link you would give them when they purchase. Because then they can come up to File, make a copy, and then they have it for themselves. If you were doing something like a document that is not for them to edit, it's just something to give them, then you can come over here to File, Download, And then you have all these options. Again, I usually recommend PDF. And that way it's just one document to give them as a PDF. So there you have so many different options when you're trying to download your checklist or lesson plan or presentation or poster or whatever it is that you're making. You have all these different options of formats to download. And one last thing I wanted to point out is that we didn't really go over Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or anything like that. I almost felt like those kind of go without saying. Of course you can use those standard programs, but I just wanted to show you a few other ones that you might not have known about. And there you have it. Beautiful, gorgeous teaching materials to sell online. Now, I know I did not cover all of the resources available for beautifying lesson plans, so if there's something you use that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. If you are really enjoying the content here on Sell Your Lessons, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time we put out new videos on Tuesday. Can't wait until then. Check out some of the other videos here, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!